Oh god, we're live. Alright, welcome back everyone. This is indeed the loading screen simulator. I just aligned the cursor of the CDI with the play button for you guys. This is going to be the best part of the run. I'm going to start it straight away, at least have the cutscenes running, because I actually forgot to measure that into the estimate, so enjoy the lore. It's great. Part of this is that you can't skip the cutscenes except for the first one, so may as well have it.
There will be no more viewing tonight. Ah, the scroll of Shemak, bearer of sad news these many years ago. And so it was that Ganon, Lord of Darkness, had taken over Tolamak. He had stolen the treasured celestial signs and captured Link. A brave warrior would have to be found to face this evil monster. And so I found this champion of strength and courage. It is you, Princess Zelda. With this magic pendant, go forth, and with each sign you gather, so too will you gain knowledge. Find your magic wand, use it wisely, and listen to your allies along the way. Go now, my princess, restore the celestial signs and rescue Link.
Right, so yeah, that scroll has been laying there for years, but only now we're taking action. I'm going to create a file, just going to call it BBG. Just enjoy these little sound effects, and mostly stuff like this. I don't know why. I don't know why that one either. So we're going to start off with a little bit of a speed tech from start, which is putting the cursor right about here, I think. And let's get going. So yeah, this is Zelda's adventure. We're first getting the wand. I'm not going to keep doing that, that's actually really annoying. But yeah, I think about 1/3 of the run is this. Just waiting for screens to move. Here we have our first enemies, which aren't being kind to me. I'm just going to kill them then. Having a first death here would have been horrible already, actually. Not super horrible. So, here we snag this little file. She wants water, but we're never going to listen to her finishing with speaking. I'm already heading towards the first shrine, as with proper Zelda fashion. There's dungeons, or in this case shrines, that you have to complete. But for the first shrine you don't really need much to complete. it. To finish the shrine, you need at least 40 rubies. As with all CDI games, CDI Zelda games, they are called rubies and not rupees. As you notice, like I picked up one blue ruby. Now I'm messing up myself, and 2 yellow ones. The yellow ones are worth 10 rubies, and the blue ones are 5. Those are the only values. So here we have the moblins. They're also in the game. They make weird noises. There's more rubies there, great. And I'm already at 40, which is incredibly nice. But I'm just going to collect them on the way as I go, because later in the run there are a few rooms that are really heavy on the rubies, because as with normal Zelda tradition, you don't use mana, but you instead pay your item to do something. I don't need a heart. Give me rubies. Never mind. I'll leave that one alone. Yeah, spider noises. They're incoming. Let's see, did he drop something? As you may have noticed, there's no real music, and that's because they ran into issues while developing this. That's, yeah. When the screen transitions, everything drops. And that would have been the case with music as well, which is a shame, because the music that was eventually leaked, they are absolute bangers. And if you are able to do so, or feel like you want to check that out, you can look that up. There's a really small playlist. There's like 5 tracks or something, but they're actually really good. It doesn't feel Zelda-esque, but you know. Right, this is the first shrine, Shrine of Earth. I'm going to glitch out sounds because it's fun. And I do that by entering the menu and selecting an item, and that messes up the values. That was speed hack as well, like my cursor's already at the...
Princess.
This little sound point wasn't supposed to happen. There's a few others that I will do during the run, because either they're fun and I need the item anyway, or... And they are technically possible to use to have an item drop earlier or something like that, but because it's really unreliable and you don't know for sure what sound effect will happen in some cases, it's not used. I'm going to take damage there. And I'll actually kill these keys. One of them actually hit me. Having 1 health is not great, actually. Most of the background art is done by clay animation, and pictures. Oh yeah.
Oh, what do we have here? A human person coming close. Why, what a great event!
Luckily, this is the only talking chest in the game. The chest was nice enough to give us the ring. This is the ring that we actually need to defeat the enemies in this lair, in this shrine.
Hey, who thee be? You're no friend to us down here.
Oh god. I mean, I'm just letting these sounds just play out, because the guardians of this shrine, they just sound like the Three Stooges, and it's great. As you know, it's really easy to also just get stuck in the environment and everything. While it's detailed, like the hitboxes aren't great, so you're constantly wiggling around if you get stuck. And here we have one more.
Why would I was alone here? Lord, an enemy is in your cave.
If they die after their sound effect, they have a sound for their death animation or animation poof out as well, but we generally kill them before they even finish up with 1 sound bite. I'm actually swapping to the wand now, because we don't want to use the ring for the next few enemies, mostly because the ring costs rubies to use, and we don't want to do that. There's one more keys here. Let's kill it. Maybe a bit far to front. Okay, good. And now we have to deal with a few tactites. And we can pick up an item. I mean, I can do a "what are those" kind of joke, but I'm not going to do that. And there we go. We are better on health now. Yeah, we picked up the red boots. As everyone who plays Zelda games knows, well, red boots don't speed you up at all. They allow you to walk through one specific river in this game. And this is the one.
This is my cave, mine. This is Go away. Take the thing. It's all mine.
The game is known as Shrine of Earth, except he calls Shrine of Rock. Rock Earth. Same difference. I'll actually glitch out the sound here. I'm not sure what soundbite we'll get here, but may as well do it. So we select the ring to defeat this enemy.
You are nothing, and I am all. Tread the narrow way of death. On either side.
That was actually not bad. Right, now we have the boss fight. The boss fight that started really predictable. It will always do the same. I'll take a small hit. But afterwards it gets incredibly janky and weird. The boss can go basically anywhere. And yeah, if you get hit like that, you're in trouble. Okay, I killed him before I died. We got quite a few rubies for this boss. Only this boss. And enjoy.
Congratulations, Zelda. You have prevailed. Hurry now. You must travel to a place of festival. Rumor tells it is found in the great forest to the north. And remember, all is not what it seems.
The sound can glitch out here, it generally does, but let's see. It just loops now, and it's really scary when you first play this because you're like, oh, did the game freeze or something? The sound can glitch out at the cutscene as well, which makes it a bit of a rave party, but we'll take an intentional death here. Please, headphone users, turn it down now. And you can turn back up again. We basically death warped to the start. I'm so sorry. Or am I? Right, we warped back to the start because we need to fill the water bottle that we got earlier. For the one. And that's on the top left corner. Here we have a little bit more. This is also the river that you can bypass using the red boots. So while it doesn't make much sense that you get red boots to pass water, like okay, I guess they are like water boot thingies, but here we have the filled bottle. It makes sense in a way that you need this item to actually progress, and you can't leave the first area, and so the area with the first shrine, without having those boots. So you need to have at least entered the shrine. And if you enter the shrine, you're like, hey, there's a boss here. May as well kill that one. I wish there were hoover boots. I'd hoover through so many things here. Because, yeah, there's another stream. If I could pass that, then, yeah, would have been great. Alright, we're moving back to the woman where we got the bottle from. I will give her the water. Like, it's not like she can just move herself and fill the bottle, but... Okay, he's rolling like faces are kind to me this time. Here we are at the woman. Select the bottle. Hand it in. And we got this weird looking thing. This weird looking thing is a vial of wind. Which makes total sense. Let's pass these peepholes. And we enter the Moblin Head Inn.
Welcome to the Moblin Head Inn, my princess. You look dry. Have a cup of Andor cider on the house.
So smack this guy.
Why spend a whole lifetime being defeated like me? Get it over with. Quit. Go home. Give up. You're patient. I can see you're not one to surrender. All right, take this dagger from me. It may do you more service than it ever did me.
Those are two different segments, so you actually have to keep interacting with them. The innkeeper here also has a spell. It's the spell of calm. It is actually usable, but in the speedrunner you don't use it. I think I bought it once when I tried to play this casually, but I never used it. Mostly because this game, playing it casually, is hell. So if you like bad experiences, I suggest playing it. And just for the giggles, I'll interact with this mushroom.
Those moblins out there are so slow and stupid. They're still trying to eat their soup with a fork.
Just for that, you're welcome. I was stuck in the tree there. Oh yeah, we skipped most of the enemies. Now the graphics are pretty decent, and well, I mean, Zelda is basically the receptionist of the company that they took top-down photos from. But yeah.
Hello there, miss. Watch how you go out in the meadow.
Most bosses are claymation. You have these tektites. These particular tektites are incredibly annoying. They can actually get stuck on top of Zelda and completely destroy your health because they do a lot of damage. So I'd rather be safe there. And there's some more of these here. And as you may have noticed, like this is really based around Zelda 1 when it comes to items. Like we have the ladder, here we have the raft. When this was created, this and both One for Camelot and Face of Evil, the companies were only given Zelda 1 and 2 as a frame of reference, so Link to the Past wasn't a thing for them yet at that point. Let's see, I'm going to buy this ring. It only costs 20 rupees to buy it, but to use it, it costs like 32 or something. It's a lot. And now, hi. Hi there. We have the weird situation in which we just bought an item, but because we had to select a ruby and to buy the item, it takes up your weapon slot. So I've had it that I walked into the next area still having the ruby equipped and trying to pay off these enemies to go away, but that doesn't work. There we go. We have some spiders and an Octorok. Those big things are the Octoroks. So if you still think the graphics are nice, yeah, I don't know. Here I started to question things. Oh, and these are Zoras. These are particularly the Swamp Zoras. Right, here we have normally an item, but to get the item you need to progress the dialogue, which I'm doing by just entering the Thief's Den and leaving it, and then I'm going to leave this again and continue on.
I would like to give you a feather.
As you could hear, like he wants to give us a feather, and that's great, but not yet. And here I'm going to take a lot of damage. Just powering through this area. Because there's a fairy fountain here anyway. That's a fairy. And here we have teleporting moles. I mean, it's going to be more and more crazy as we go, so... Come on, die. I kinda don't want to get hit at this point. I just want to start the shrine with full health, because I'm going to do noise skip. And noise skip is normally something that I don't do during marathons, because it's risky, it's a bit boring, and yeah, it's not marathon friendly, but we're playing in the big bad Game-a-Thon, so I'm stuck in the I'm stuck in the door there. Alright. So also enjoy this lovely animation of Zelda. Whee! Okay, we're skipping these raptors. Oh, raptors, I know. And spooky, scary skeletons. Those we do have to kill to open up doors. It's a good thing that's almost October. Grabbing the rubies as I go. And here now the door that I just came from is no longer accessible. We just had the option to go left and to go up, but we need a key. So we have to kill this fire or something it was called. It's an easy kill. The middle door is accessible though, but you get to a different room with another one of those. I'm trying to smack him into the wall, and he drops the map. But we don't need it, because we're good at this game. And here we have Paul's voice, and this is noise skip. So for the next 1 minute and 47 seconds, I'm going to hit this Paul's voice. I'm going to hit him for a total of about 270 times. So I hope you guys are enjoying this, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy this beautiful music. Normally, if you actually want to do this at speedrun, yeah, this is faster. Because a pulse voice dies from the noise spell, because you have big ears and you make noise and whatnot. But to get to the noise spell and back and to the area, while it's not really out of the way, it still takes up more time than the 1 minute 47 that we're using now. The only downside is that if I die during the shrine, he will respawn. So with some luck, I guess, we may see this again. It's glittering. It's a beautiful floor. It has been scrubbed by the pulse voice, and now we're killing him. I'm actually glad this breaks. I mean, the music is great. What's the time? We have about 20 seconds left. Or 10. I didn't check the time that well. Beautiful. 270 times. Luckily, I just have to hold the button. Ah, there we go. He's dead. And I'm now swapping to the dagger, because the dagger is the only weapon that will kill the whiz ropes, and we'll have to deal with whiz ropes here. This is the bacon bridge. It's really easy to fall down here. The door to the right is no door. And here we have the whiz ropes. They do a lot of damage, so you want to be really careful. Okay, let's see if I can hit him through here. Nah. This is really annoying because he can actually hit you through the wall with the spell. And that's mostly because the spell spawns inside of the wall. Go away, go away. Okay. And here we have the compass. This is one of the 2 compasses that we actually need. I'm going to be really careful here. This is a room with 2 wrist ropes, which is normally no issue. However, the room is ice physics. If you fall down, you start at the beginning of the shrine. The first Actually, this is not a clear animation Zelda, by the way. This is actual a person. They took pictures of it. If I fall down here, I have to start at the beginning of the shrine, except that nothing respawns in this case, except for the first room. Your guess is as good as mine, but it's annoying. Come on, a bit more, because otherwise I'll fall. I was only taking one hit there. I'm actually quite lucky with that. Right. So from here we're going on with the shrine. Because as much as I would love to, I don't want to torment people too much longer with this music. Because there's even better music right up, coming right up, so blah. Okay, I'm going to select the little orb thingy that dropped earlier, because that's the only reason we need to go into the room after the Ice Physics Visitor room. It unlocks the door here. I'm going to ignore those flying eyeballs. Here we get some of the gorillas. You know they're gorillas because they throw boomerangs. I'm actually taking a bit more damage than I would. That's fine. We got the dagger. It's a dagger that's only used once, which is for this. We cut open the tent here. You don't use it anywhere else. This is the only reason you get this dagger. And that's true. This is actually some sort of music. Oh god. Normally they walk away.
Look to your heart, look to your dreams. You'll find that nothing is what it seems.
So we're being philosophical here. That is the boss of the dungeon. Right now I'm a bit scared, so I'm going to kill these skeletons and hope they drank enough milk and give me health. Rubies. There's 4 more skeletons in the next room, because the room afterwards is incredibly scary. Come on, give me health. That's not health. Worst case, like, I may actually take it in the next room, which means we have to do the pulse voice again. Oh, health, yes. Still scary with 2 hearts, but yeah. Okay, we're selecting the ring that we bought because it does a lot of damage, and we have to kill screaming crab bug thingies, brains. Okay, out of the way there. These do a lot of damage. There we go. There we go. I'm at full health. Oh, that's scary. One more here. As you can see, like, they do a full heart of damage there. And maybe we're lucky and the wall masters aren't shy. No, wall masters are shy. This is the only room with wall masters. But we go through it quite fast. Let's see, we select the wand, kill the 2 raptor thingies here. I don't know why there's 2 raptors in this other game, but yeah, there we are. We're full health again, yay! And now we have to deal with the boss. Once you die at the boss, you respawn in the room before him, so it's not a big deal then.
Welcome, my lovely.
Okay,
come, sit there and rest. But first, let me give you one small test.
Is that? This one doesn't give me any rubies, but I enjoy the cutscene.
Sweet victory, but your journey has barely begun, my child. Beware of dangerous waters that await you, and watch for the mists high in the mountains.
I've played this game a little bit too often, and the best thing is I'm always practicing this in the game room or in generally the room where my wife is always also sitting. We're still married. Right, here we're going to continue on a little bit, move to the right side, because we'll get an item here. I think that was life archer, yeah, there we go. I mean, she has been surviving through this game and the other Zelda CDIs. And even Hotel Mario is still on the okay side, I guess.
Hail, Princess Zelda, friend of Shermac. I am Sir Basil of Tolemac, and Shermac has sent me to assist you.
And here we got
You
Road
seem
Sword.
tired now, Zelda.
No, I'm not tired. You're not my real mom, Shermac. I think it's more the thing that her PC was right next to the TV where I was playing. So, I mean, if you want to sit on the PC, you have to enjoy this. As through the other Zelda games have incredibly good music. It's not Zelda-esque, but it doesn't really matter. It's still really good. The unreleased music of this basically is also insanely good.
I would like to give you a feather as a sign of my affection. This will take you to new heights.
I kinda still want to do that at some point, to add some macros or something while playing this, and just having that music on the background and adjusting it where necessary. These Soras throw those spike balls, but the left Sora on that screen never throws anything because it's, I think, badly positioned, so the hitbox of the projectile is just inside something else. So yeah, we just got the feather, and here we are going to get a little bit of safety, marathon safety, generally run safety actually, because this game, with the life heart that's hidden there, hidden inside a lot of annoying to maneuver through environments, because yeah, you can easily get stuck in something that you just can't see there. So yeah, here we go. Got the actual life heart. I first started playing this on an older model of CDI, and that one actually had trouble reading the disc. It's, when the disc laser deteriorates a little bit, you get that issue, and it can just freeze after cutscenes and such. And eventually it froze after finishing the trying to do the 6th shrine. So you're almost done, and the game just can't progress because it's constantly I can't read this disc. It may be for the best, but yeah. The woman on the right here, she gives a noise spell, so it's a bit out of the way. You normally have to walk here and then back to use Stone Pulse voice, but yeah, we completely skip it. I completely forgot to have a bar tech dice here. Whoops. I would actually love a randomizer off. Not of this game actually. This game is horrible to have a randomizer off. There's a few items in here that are known like a file of assets, but that has never been found yet. I do have the idea to at least at some point organize a blind race of the One of Gamelon's Face of Evil, because you don't want to blind race this one. Yeah, the CDI emulation is really bad. This game, if you die while you're emulating it, the game crashes, and the emulator crashes even. So, yeah, that's not gonna work. But the other, the Face of Evil and One of Gamelon actually can be pretty decently emulated now. Like, they work faster than the normal CDI, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But a blind race of that is definitely possible. Yeah, I'm not questioning how some of the NPCs in this look. Okay, just normally the best thing to do with enemies is just smack them into the wall, because yeah, you can just keep wailing on the floors.
Come in, sit with me.
No,
Warm yourself by the fire.
I'm not. And here we have a big bird. It's a good bird. It brings us to the third shrine. And this shrine is all ice physics. So, yay! Okay, that tornado was actually really nice to me. Those tornadoes can be killed using the calm spell that you can buy at Moblin Head Inn, but it costs 100 rubies. And just for these 2 rooms, it's not worth it. So yeah, we have flies. We're actually lucky on the health drops, but I need more rubies. And yeah, let's get through this little gauntlet, like things are getting tossed at us. You'll hear some weird voices and such.
You can never catch me!
That is the voice of the boss. And here we have cotton candy. Let's see what he does. I don't want him near that exit there. We can be incredibly unlucky, and he can block that exit for a minute. No. I was stuck in that environment. That was scary. These floating eyeballs do tend to drop health more often than others. No luck there. This is another compass that we need. The compasses in this game don't work as you are normally used to, because they don't show you where anything is. But instead, when you're in the overworld, they'll teleport you to the entrance of the shrine. Okay, help. Nice. I'm just trying to be a little bit careful here. There's some rooms with quite a few enemies. I'll just play it safe. These enemies are just incredibly annoying. They can ruin your day. The bow and arrow luckily only costs 1 ruby to use to shoot an arrow, so it's not too expensive. And here we have them again. They're just really annoying because they swarm on top of Zelda once they are there, and they completely destroy your health. And I hope you guys like mosquitoes, because I don't. For some reason this room is incredibly laggy, but yeah, you're dealing with mosquitoes, so you're not really caring about the lag at that point. Let's see, be careful still. He's stuck there. And the next we have another of those cotton candies, and we are actually going to glitch his sound because he actually has a funny bug in that sense. Keep in mind, the following that he's going to say, he's not supposed to say.
Zelda, we are both standing within the charmed circle now, and we will not be harmed when we practice. You must strike me when my sword is raised. Try.
Yeah, that's not the thing that should happen. And we got the cloth. The cloth is, I think, supposed to not make the ice physics less ice physics-y, but it doesn't really seem to be working. I'm not great on rubies right now, actually. I tend to want more for the next shrine. And we have some more mosquitoes here. I'm just going to kill these in hopes for a bit more rubies. And they instead took my health. So sad. We have some birds. Some help at least. But they just took for me. Okay. And next up we have yeah, you have to snipe objective. I'm just standing here shooting twice, and I should hit it. If not, I'm just going to stand there shooting. Okay, I did hit it. There we go. And once you do that, the other stuff stops spawning. Let's go back to the one for the time being. I'm stuck in the environment again.
Here are some feathered friends for you to play with.
Alright. I'm going to select the feather. The feather was actually the item that we need to beat spells. So we're standing here for a while, smacking her with the feather, because killing birds is done by shooting feathers, obviously. There we go. That was a pretty decent kill. If you accidentally hit the hitbox which you want, then it turns blue and you don't do damage to it. But enjoy.
You are a brave princess indeed. Your quest continues to the northwest, to a place of burial where destiny can be challenged. Remember, nothing is written, Zelda. You alone control your fate, no matter how loud the voices of doom may be.
Now, the problem with the Nintendo licensed CDI games, because they're actually licensed by Nintendo, is that for the Zelda games, they only showed like, okay, Zelda is supposed to look like this, Link is supposed to look like this, and in the case of Ganon, sort of as well, and that's it. That's all the information they gave. I heard that once. So there was no feedback from Nintendo on these games, and there was no real overseeing from Philips either. And then you get these games. I do think that at least with the Wand of Gamelon Face of Evil, they made Zelda and Link at least look a bit like what they were supposed to. Or maybe that's just my distorted mind because they were my first Zelda games. So we're just moving to the next shrine now. The next shrine is actually pretty close by. And we're actually pretty decent on rubies now. The problem is that in the next shrine there's 2 rooms that are notorious for ending your run. One room I'm going to do as normal. The other one I generally use a safer strat by using the blue ring. But I need to fire it about 3 times or something like that, maybe 2.
What foolish human comes to...
Alright, here we have the next shrine. You can't do them out of order because when you try to do it, the hitbox to enter the shrine doesn't exist yet. They've actually tried to do that, but yeah, by clipping through walls and such, but it's pointless. I'm going to swap to the bow here because I need it in the next room. As you can see, there's a lot of pulse voice here. We're going to ignore these. Oh, they were incredibly kind. They can just walk with you and destroy your health, but yay.
In the light for princesses all.
So yeah, you just hear Mulmart talking during this shrine. Oh, and here, enjoy this music because someone fell asleep on the keyboard. Okay, we're selecting the wand, and we, as you can see, there's a room here with an anti-fairy and 2 Gyptos. The Gyptos do a ton of damage, so I'm just waiting for them to be in a good position in which I can try to stunlock them. Like in this case, I'm not completely stunlocking them, but hey, this the other one as well. Standing here makes it relatively safe for the anti-fairy. Because if I'm going down to the Gipto now, yeah, the anti-fairy can just walk on top of you. Come on, upstairs. If the Gipto gets in between this little hallway, then he's really easy to kill. Scarily close there. It's still a bad situation. Okay, come on. Okay, now that fair seems stuck. Ah, no. You just don't want to lose health here, basically. Okay, we got it. We don't need this compass. I'm going to swap to the ring. Now this is a scary room because every time you kill a Gipto, an anti-fairy spawns. So you want to kill them as closely to timing-wise as close as possible. Okay, we have 2 deaths and 1 anti-fairy. Okay, there we go. Okay, got through it. And here we have your typical Zelda room where you have to avoid weird things. Nah, dude fell asleep again. This game really does have issues, but in a way, like, it does grow on you while you're playing it. It's you get used to the loading, I guess. So we're just smacking these Giptos away. If you're standing here, don't try to edge forward too much, then you generally hit them before they hit you. Alright, I'm going to select the dagger because again we have an ice physics room with wrist ropes because you can't have enough of those. And that wrist rope is actually following you quite hard. I'm going to leave this room, try to re-enter. If he's in that position, you keep hitting him with your wand and you can't hit him with the dagger, so you can't kill him. I'm going to run through him. There we go. Which is annoying because I took a lot of damage there, but he dropped health. Okay. If I fall here, I have to restart this shrine, and well, I mean, we didn't kill the boss voice in this at start, so you just don't want that to happen. You want to be safe as well. The rest of us will come to you. That one normally doesn't work. Bringing up the 10 rubies at least. And you're just dealing with all the ice physics here. Nope, go away. Stupid birds. Birds in this game are indeed jerks. Okay, let's be a bit careful there. Next room is one of the last that can troll me because it still has 2 wrist ropes. Taking that one hit. Ah, we should be good now. Should. Oh. I'm going to swap to normal wand here. I may take a death on Walmart because of my low health, but that's not a big issue.
Zelda, I am your destiny. I weave the cloth of your quest. I measure and I...
Okay, we're at the boss.
So you found the Malamor's home at last? Now touch your wand to the stone on the right. For I am Malamor, who controls
So he's just
future
moving
and
around a little bit.
past. And I will make us even in magic and might.
Just and he's dead. The pattern of this boss is pretty static, but still easy to forget it if you haven't played it in a while. But I enjoyed the cutscene.
Bravo! Once again, you have proven you are worthy of your quest. Hurry now. Wonders of healing and renewal await you. Remember, look for the great sea island to the south.
Gaspar is great though. I'm glad he's getting so much screen time. Right, the fourth shrine is done. And we'll take a quick death to do a death warp. So if you're using headphone, you have some time still, but make sure to lower your sound a little bit. Because there's a tactite here, and we're going to use this tactite to hopefully quickly die to the start. You may increase your sound again. Right, we're taking that far because this place is the closest you can get to the fifth shrine. So from here we're going to keep walking. I normally would have gone up first actually, but now we actually had to kill these. Because it's just annoying to have them walk around. We denied the little beggar girl. Kill these moblins and then take the cave to the right. Because that will... And there's a shortcut basically to get us to the sea. And here we have a harp. Yeah, we're not using that. We don't pick that up. But you know it's a Zelda game when there's musical instruments involved. I'm going to ignore those birds. They are annoying. They take quite a bit of damage as well. Next one we do have to kill, most likely. Depending on what they do, but they're generally in the way. As you can see, like, they do a lot of damage. Trying to stun up them. There we go. Having some rubies is nice. Some more of the Soras. These are the sea Soras. Because they're at sea. But they're just throwing beach balls at each other like this. And they're just having a good time though. Some more of the rock throwing dudes. We just ignore them. Stand here for a little second so that we don't run into one of the beach balls. And as you may have noticed or realized, like earlier in the run, we picked up a raft and we need to cross the sea. Which would be convenient. That's one of the few moving NPCs, by the way. Yeah. There's a raft here as well, but you can't use your own raft. It's not allowed. Instead, you have to use the vial of wind that we got around the start of the game. Use it to get this raft moving. Select the ruby, because yeah, you don't want to be stealing the raft, do you?
If you wish to cross the sea, bring us 20 rubies and a vial of wind.
Okay, so we have to pay 20 rubies to get on this raft, even though we have our own. I'm going to swap to the wand, because there's a little mini boss in between. In South Park you can actually convince them to go away with 350, but I don't think we can do that here, so we just have to smack it. It's the next room. Going with how much health I have, I may just take that early in the next round actually. Here it is. Just try to hit this as often as possible. Okay, he did take it. I'll just take it out in the next round. And we continue moving. It's just a little chill section. I kinda need those 350 rubies as well though. You can't have it. And this is the Great Sea Island that consists of 4 tiles. But I mean, it even has a little sign here, like Sea Island, just in case. You have to know that this is indeed Sea Island. Yeah, the sound effects here are so bad. Alright, I'm going to take a quick death here. It will spawn me back at the start of shrine, so again, headphone use is lower your sound a little bit. And it's mostly because this screen, there's random spikes coming from the walls. It can control you incredibly hard, and you don't want that. Actually, no, I'm going to continue. 3 health, 3 damage taken. That's not as bad as I thought it would be. Oh man, you're lucky. I mean, this this may go a lot worse than I hope it would, but I mean, this is a pretty long shrine, and the most dangerous part is near the end of the shrine. If I die there, then we have to redo quite a bit. But normally I would be at about 2 hearts of the damage taken at this point, so 1 less isn't as bad. And during my practice run earlier, I had 4 hearts of damage taken. Yeah, and I still managed to succeed. So we'll deal with it.
I am the South Kelpie. It is my honor to fight you for my mistress, the Great Agwanda.
These voice actors did put in quite some work, though. Like, they had 1 line and they made it count. Luckily, these don't take as many hits as the Pulse voice, though. If I'm correct, the instruction booklet actually tells you to use the blue ring on them. But I mean, 22 rubies for that? Nah.
I am a Gwanda. I dam up the streams. I draw the water underground. I gather up even the droplets of dew and deny them to my enemies. You are trespassing here.
Go on. Go on, Soul. Come back. Give me health. Alright. Normally you just power through this, take some damage. So I wouldn't be in a much better state than normal. But yeah, Gwanda is obsessed with water. Come on, come on. Of course, I can't. Bait. That's so sad. That's an Octorok. These octopus. And we have another one that really wants to bait check.
I am the North Kelpie, guardian of the whirlpool that lies beyond.
There you go. We just smack this Kelpie up as well. The wand is a really versatile item to have, because when in doubt, just smack them up. Okay, get more rubies. Oh, that's always nice. And here we can. Okay, we got lucky. That compass there is kind of bait because there's spikes from the wall here as well. This may drop health. go. We're in a pretty good state, actually. I'm glad we just continued on.
I know you've come to steal the water of life. You shall not have it while I have substance to fill my form. Be gone!
Yeah, if they manage to keep things running during cutscenes and whatnot. Oh, this is the first time we can actually use our own raft, which has no difference than the other raft that we just used. Yeah, if they could have gotten the music, background noise, everything running at the same time, then yeah, it would have been great. But at the moment, they can't even run 2 sound effects at the same time, which is kind of sad. Alright, yeah, another squid. More rubies. Okay, so right now we have 5 hearts, and we're going to be in the most risky part of the run, I would say, which is a sort of an auto-scroller with the little raft and dealing with these turtles. If these turtles are above water and swimming horizontally, they swim the wrong way around. They swim backwards. Just as a little quirk that is not supposed to be a thing. I'm trying to smack these turtles down so that they're not in my hitbox. Okay, that's a really scary part because the turtles actually do a lot of damage. So in this section, all I'm going to be trying to do is smack enemies away from me. I don't want them hitting me. And here we have the last Kelpie.
I'm the Kelpie. I bar the way to my mistress, the wonderful Agwanda.
She is doing a horrible job at barring the way to her mistress. Horrible. So here we have to deal with these fishes. This is the last really scary part of this section. Okay. Okay, we got through that. And now it's basically home free. The squid won't do much, and then we have the boss. So I'm glad we didn't take that. We just... The heart! No! There we go. Conveniently, we're now at the shore again. I hope I can manage Agwanda in one go. Otherwise, I'll take a death and just respawn at the bottom, at the different side. There we go. Start hitting her. Go here. Should be close. Yeah, there we go.
You think you have me?
It was not a great kill. Could have done it better, but here we go. Enjoy it.
You have overcome great trials. The evil still looms over Ptolemy, Zelda. Stay true to your journey, for it will bring you closer to young Link, who lies captive to Ganon. And hear tell of a vast fortress of strength and power. Go forward bravely, and you will lead victorious.
So, right now we have 2 more shrines to go, and going with my current timer, we should end below estimate at least, so that's good, even though I've done a few silly things. This part is always so scary. It just has that repeating noise and just wonder if it froze. This is the first instance in which we use a compass. End up at the Shrine of Air. And as with most items that are multi-use, it's currently still selected, so I'm going to swap it back to the wand. Because otherwise, later on I'll just teleport back and we don't want that.
Then it was the forest of Torian.
Yeah, he's not supposed to say that again. We bugged out this stuff by swapping an item the moment that a voice clip was about to play. These are laughing bugs. I don't know. I don't know. Just take the hits. And that's mostly because in the next screen there's a fairy fountain. But at this moment we are basically home free. It's not that much that can so go wrong in this at this point, because you take a lot less damage as this. Here there's some area in which you can walk through, which is annoying. You can get stuck there in the table or in the chair. This is also made like with clay. Actually, there are some pictures on the internet in which they show the shelves of at least some of the assets that they used in this game. Oh, wait. We have beautiful water sounds. To the south here is a swamp. We never go there. I've only accidentally entered the swamp once in my entire time of playing this game. You just don't go there. There's a few items. There's a life heart. There's golden boots, which allow you to pass through a different bit of water.
Is it though?
And that's about it. Like there's not much there. There's a map or a map, I think, of one of the shrines. I think the Shrine of Destiny. Yeah, it's just silly.
Well, okay.
Yeah, he welcomes you to his quarry. And there's some Moldorm-like thingies. If I'm correct, when you go there, he will actually give you a piece of coal, and that piece of coal you can turn into a diamond, which gives you the 99 rubies. Which is only useful if you want to play this 100%. Which was being routed at one point. Anyway, next shrine.
Physical.
This is the Shrine of Strength. I'm first going to buy this red ribbon because it's beautiful. There we go, 50 rubies. Rip off. Just going to keep walking here. There's a lot of normal NPCs in this shrine, so it's basically like a carnival-like thing.
Please, miss, I'm so thirsty. Would you draw me some water? You have a kind heart. My guardians rewarded you with a gold necklace to increase your magic defense. May you use it well.
I mean, that's a pretty good trade, if you ask me. Like, getting a bit of water for the girl sitting next to the well and getting a gold necklace. I mean, I'm not complaining. Right, shoot the bow 3 times.
Welcome, Zelda. I've been waiting for you for many suns.
I'm only doing that because it gives you a ton of rubies, and it's really quick to do. And the rubies still are useful at this point. So we just continue walking here. You can shoot those orbs. If I would shoot the one on top right there, it would give you a club, but yet it just clutters up your inventory. And here we swap to the rubies because we have to buy a ticket of admittance.
Right. Hurrah!
That is not supposed to happen. Those sounds are not normal. Which is the case with most of this game. But yeah. We'll just walk here.
Dare you ride in the joust against the red?
Yes, yes, I dare. Come at me.
Hold tight, little enemy. You have something stolen from me, and I am strong.
this one sentence is like the best sentence in the game. Like it doesn't make sense. But this red knight only spawns because I bought the red ribbon. The red ribbon is an item that is his, and he's basically working for the crew that sold his red ribbon, and then sold it to me. I mean, he can have it if he wants to. Lucky here.
Who has harmed my midnight? I will not forget.
So yeah, the boss is angry. These, I don't know what they are, soldiers? They were just in the way. You can be lucky and they can be both on one side and not bother you, basically. Come on. There we go. The first time I walked in there, I just did the same thing with the normal one and got stuck. And these you can ignore. Then we have a slide puzzle, as every Zelda game should have one. It's so incredibly difficult. And here, we generally are lucky because the enemies seem to move to the left or to the bottom and just completely ignore you. We have to buy another ticket of admission, because one is not enough. Which is really annoying because that ticket will actually be placed in front of the...
It's certainly not weather we've been having.
Yeah, the old weather dialogue is not supposed to happen. So we have to kill 2 more of the mini bosses. Now we actually will use the broadsword that we got like 25 to 30 minutes into the game. And this basically solves the Ranger's way of do you even lift?
A thin waif like thee? Ha! Can you even lift a broadsword?
He's dead.
One as small as thee, but to flight, my brother.
And they're dead. I mean, it's pretty magical wand if you can just launch broadswords like that. I'm going to swap back to the normal ones. Yeah, there we go. Because we have to kill 2 more enemies. 3? A few. Because those actually have to die to allow us to progress. Which is here. That's good. But luckily we can just edge forward while hitting the ones. Get them out of the way. Now we don't really need health, but... Let's continue walking and we'll end up at the boss. Which is actually a relatively easy one because he's really predictable. Just takes a few hits.
So we meet at last. You are small and weak. You're no more than a biteful of warriors such as me.
I hope you like this music. It will get here. It will get better. He's dead. Enjoy.
A shout of triumph in the teeth of the impossible. You are drawing close. Your journey will carry you far to the northwest. The many say there's a rumble in the earth and a glow of fire.
Sadly not Bunyan. That one is one Game-a-Thon. All of the Zelda CDI games have some memorable voice acting, voice effects. Right, we have beaten the 6th shrine, so we're going to the last shrine. And to do so, we are grabbing the 2nd compass, using I didn't select it. Great. There we go. Let's go. And so far, like, we're lucky in a way that we haven't encountered the sound glitch at cutscenes yet, because that allows you to actually get all the lore. We're just going to ignore enemies at this point. There's only a few enemies that I will kill on the way because they actually still do damage, but most of these, they don't really do anything anymore. Zelda has gotten so strong over the course of these shrines, nothing hurts her. Like here, you can just walk through these enemies that are normally dealing like 1 to a half heart of damage. Just completely ignore them. There's only some of the spiders that they actually look a bit different. They will still do some damage. Here we have some beach ball throwing stars again. I don't know where they're throwing because you can't get into the river. It's pointless. And here, these spiders, they do quite a bit of damage still. So those I will kill. Okay, these are in a good position. I know, it's great.
Not everyone here.
I love that they added some mobs that basically don't do anything but throw balls at each other. And yeah, that was a goblin or something that basically not everyone here is evil and wishes to harm you, and she gives you a spear. I think that spear is used for one of the jousting events, but yeah, as you noticed earlier, like, we don't need that. That was an amazing voice. I'm glad that voice exists. And here as well, like, those enemies don't really do any more damage, like maybe 1-2% of health. And then suddenly you get to a screen that does a ton of damage. So we have to be a little bit careful here. Oh, as I said, have to be a little bit careful here. I took quite a bit of damage here. A lot of screeching going on. Technically it's an official Zelda game, yes. It's licensed by Nintendo. Nintendo was collaborating with Philips to make a CD attachment to the Super Nintendo. That fell through when Sega CD was also failing hard. And they gave Philips the rights to use some of the Nintendo characters, such as Zelda, Mario. So I think it should be part of the timeline.
I, blacksmith, have my works. Feel the tip of my...
We're not finishing that sentence. Okay. This is scary. They also do quite a bit of damage. Okay. That was not as bad as I thought it would be. These we actually do have to kill, because yeah, fire's in the way at the moment. It does drop a bit of health here. This shrine is actually quite empty, so it's mostly just running through it. And yeah, the sound effects of these little bulbs, like it's great. More mosquito noises. They were really reaching with the sound effects. I'm pretty sure they went to a petting zoo at one point and just recorded a lot of sounds there. At least you can't walk in the lava, that helps. These do have to go. Oh, more health, good. There's one more scary room in this game that has fire-breathing monkey kings.
Further you will not go. You have not the fire in the belly to do else but obey me.
Alright, he gives you the Warhammer, which is basically the strongest item in the game. I mean, the boss giving you the item to kill him with. Alright, there will be some more birdies, then 3 donkeys. I don't know what else they are. Maybe they're bears, but I don't know why there would be bears in the volcano. Neither would I know why there would be donkeys in the volcano, but you tell me, what is this? Besides something that does a ton of damage. And this one we do have to kill. There we go. Ah, Manbear Prick, that actually makes more sense than the rest. And here we have the fire-breathing Monkey Kings. If you know any better word for them, please let me know. I don't know. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Let no one say my welcome is not a warm. Do you still want my celestial sign, timid one?
So it was taunting you. We're actually selecting the gold necklace that we got earlier because it's a weapon that we need to use on a chef that has a bow and arrow. I don't know anymore, man. I'm just playing this. And now we have the boss, and we're actually going. That's the only skip in the game. Bye. They accented the hitbox a bit too much. Enjoy the final cutscene, or somewhat final cutscene.
Zelda, life is always one order more horrifying than you expect. Great evil Ganon spoiled your victory. Make haste. Do not let him out of your sight.
I don't know why she fell in there, but... Oh man. Alright, so now we have a boss rush. With a sort of vacuum cleaner that will clean up after us. So now we have to kill each boss once, except for Ursor, which was just trying 6 boss, the dog creature thing. You get to enjoy some of the music again, which is also great. So we have to select the feather because next boss is feather only. Just silly. Just hold the fire button and we're done. Splup. Now we have an intermission boss because every boss here is so difficult and you may need health, you know? There we go. We'll select the Warhammer from here on. It's the last item that we'll use. So throw it already. Make sure that we hit Aquanda with it. She's dead. Now we do actually have to kill Warbane, the Shrine 7 boss, once. Sadly we can't skip that one. Just do that by standing here, hitting my fire button, and being done. And next up is our big friend Ganon in this game. It's not Ganon, it has 2 N's, it's Ganon. We're just going to stand in this corner. Just try to set my... Okay, that's good. The control sensitivity too low, but that didn't work sadly. You want to hit Ganon with the Warhammer and not with your wand. Because if you... the Warhammer does a lot more damage, but if you hit it with the wand first, then yeah. Gone is your damage. So we try to take 2 hits at a time. And we're almost done. 2 more hits and then should be good. So thanks BBG for having me already, and that's time. Enjoy the final cutscene. That is Link. That green ball form thing is Link. Right, I'm glad I got below estimate here.
Princess Zelda, you've succeeded. Your victory has brought peace and light back to Ptolemac. Your courage and strength will not be forgotten. For now, the work is done. Off you go to celebrate Link's return. But first, remember, lessons of the heart, mercy and human kindness prevail. Above all else, farewell, young princess.
Farewell. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. That's all there is to it. If you want to see the credits, I don't say don't do it, because you'll just get to see who is responsible for the stuff. Yeah, the end, guys. Thanks for suffering through this with me.